right. Welcome back, everyone. This is Ebonie again, a.k.a. Fit Mom Diva of Simplicity Health Style. And today we have Miss Destiny with us. How are you, Destiny?
I'm doing fine. Hello.
Thank you so much for taking time on your weekend to share jewels with us. And for those of you that choose to stick around to the end, if you do so, you'll have an opportunity to earn a complimentary gift. So stick around and let's see what Miss Destiny wants to share with us today. So, Destiny, can you start us off so we get to know a little bit more about you and share a motivational quote that really inspires you, encourages you, and gets you going?
I would say one of my quotes that I love is from the Bible. I've been using this quote since high school. I would say it is from Matthew 6:34, and it says, "Don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today."
That is beautiful because sometimes we get so stuck in what happened yesterday or what's going to happen tomorrow, things that might not even occur tomorrow, that we can't even enjoy the present moment. So that's always a reminder for us to just sit still where we are and just enjoy this moment. We can never get it back, right?
Yeah, live in the moment.
Yes. Can you talk a little bit about a challenge situation that you had in your life where maybe you couldn't live in the present moment and you were maybe depressed or maybe you were anxious about what to expect and you had all these obstacles in place, but at the end of the day, you were still able to persevere and bring that goal or that dream to fruition?
I would say in my current situation, what I'm going through right now, I've been experiencing a lot of depression and anxiety. Um, uh, you know how you just feel like, I'm just stuck. I'm stuck. I don't know where to turn to. So I would say in my current situation, I'm trying to find out what I want to do as far as career wise. Um, what goals I want to accomplish by a certain time. And it's just like once you get at a certain age, you get close to I'm close to 30. I haven't accomplished some of the goals that I thought I was gonna accomplish by the time I was 30, and because I just thought when I graduated from college I had everything figured out. I'm gonna get in this career field, I'm gonna be married, I'm gonna have kids, and it just isn't turning out how I thought it would turn out.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of listeners can relate to there being things in their life that are going okay. They're not homeless, they're not on the street, they're able to pay their bills. They have relationships in their life, but they don't feel like they're necessarily where they would like to be. And I think that that's very common, particularly when you hit those milestone ages where society tells you you should be doing X at this age, or you should be doing Y at this age. And you're like, well, I haven't even done half of that. And I'm already beyond that age.
I thought at least by the time I was 25, I would be in my career goal. My dream job and making a dream salary. But yeah, I'm still striving for that. That has been a challenge lately, but I'm still striving.
Yeah, and one thing that I like to always remind myself whenever I feel like, oh, this isn't really what I want right now, I always remind myself that when I look back on previous experiences, I say to myself, well, if I didn't have that particular job or that particular situation happen in my life, then where I am right now wouldn't have come to fruition because I needed those prior experiences in order to put me where I am right now. And, I feel like life is just a continuous process. And sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down, sometimes it's left, sometimes it's right. But I feel like at the end of the day, we can still find meaning and purpose in some of our experiences. And who knows? You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow you meet the man of your dreams and you have children a year from now. You just never really know. And whenever something good happens in my life that I wasn't expecting, I always think back to that. I'm like, I wasn't even expecting this to happen. So as much as, things might not be exactly where we want them to be right now, there are always good things that can come. And you just never know.
Yeah, you
So
have
I think that just embrace the adventure.
you have to embrace the highs and lows of life.
Yeah. And where you are right now, I also feel that, sometimes where we are right now, some people are praying for where we are right now. And here we are sitting here like, oh, woe is me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Being grateful also for where we are right now, and just know that it's a learning process. Can you talk a little bit about how people can gain support when they're feeling how you're feeling right now? Because I know that for a lot of people, it's like you don't want to go through these experiences and these emotions and this feeling of pain by yourself. You want other people that you can vent to, or other people that can give you advice, other people that can help you along your journey. And sometimes people find it difficult to find people that are like-minded, that are trustworthy, and that they can really talk to. So can you talk about maybe some of your challenges with finding a support system to help you to your next level, or talk about some support systems that have helped you in the past and how that was useful to you?
I would say when I'm feeling down or anything, I have a lot of motivational apps on my phone. So I read those quotes. I have joined different communities on Facebook, like where you can go into that and go into that community and write a post, just vent, I would
Yeah.
say. And then just vent to a friend, my best friend who I called to vent to. And she gives me feedback and just encourages me to keep going, as well as my mom. Um, so having that support system is what keeps me grounded to keep going and to keep
Yeah.
thriving.
A lot of times, you're right about social media. You can go into certain social media groups, and especially if they're a group of ladies that are very similar minded, you have
Mhm.
similar interests, and you could put out just one post and you'll get all this feedback from perfect
Yes.
strangers.
Yes, you'll be surprised how many people are feeling the same way that you're feeling, or just going through the same things. You just will be surprised.
Yes, yes. And I also know that, sometimes there are people right there in your local city, or your neighborhood even. A lot of times these days, people, it seems like they don't even barely talk to their next door neighbor. you know? So there are a lot of times people right there in your immediate circle. It's just, stepping outside your comfort zone and starting conversations with people. We're not as alone as some people would like to think that they are. I think
Mhm.
that this world, I always say, is so full of so many people that have very similar issues, that if you were to just start conversations with people, you realize that we're all pretty much very similar in our desires, the things that we want in life, and our trouble areas as well. We might have a different path to follow, or like a different job, or
Mhm.
we grew up in a different type of neighborhood or what have you. But I find that we're very much more similar than we are different. No matter where we are in the world, our desires are pretty
Yes.
much the same.
Mhm.
I think also that you can find a lot of support also in your immediate family, if you're vulnerable, if you're willing to open up to them, or your immediate friend circle, if you're willing to open up to them, because sometimes we keep our conversations very surface. And I have a couple of
Mhm.
friends that I will just tell them probably more information than they ever even want to know.
Mhm.
They're probably thinking to me like, man, Ebony, you've been talking for an hour. You gonna shut up now? But they allow me to do that. And I feel like being able to have those close-knit people where you can be vulnerable and very transparent, that allows you to feel like, even if they don't say much, that allows you to feel like you were able to have your thoughts and your opinions heard, if nothing else. Even if they didn't offer any advice, but you got it out of your system.
Yeah, that's something that I think that I have been struggling with too, is just being vulnerable and being able to open up to. to people and without, any judgment.
Yeah. That's a very big thing. And sometimes people, they will say, oh, I would never do that. And then as soon as they're in that same exact situation, that's exactly what they're doing.
Mhm.
so so yeah, you have to be mindful of who you open up to and use discernment to know who to open up to. You can't be naive either.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about how we can infuse a little bit more self-care into our lives, because what I find too is that sometimes even if we have the support system in place and we know what our goals are and we have been making steps toward those goals, when we're not feeling our best and we're not treating our bodies the best, we're not necessarily having the energy and the vitality to carry out our dreams and to do it as effectively as we would like to, because we're just overwhelmed, we're tired, we're frustrated, and we don't want to put enough energy into really making things come out the way that we aspire them to. So talk a little bit about your challenges in the area of self-care, how you treat yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and do you have any recommendations for people that feel like, I would love to treat myself better, but I don't have any time to treat myself better. What's self-care? How can I include that into my life?
I'm trying to include that into my life. Like I said that I want to practice doing more meditation. Even yoga. I heard yoga is good to free to you know free up energy and stuff, to have enough energy. I would say, yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. Do a lot of meditation, yoga, and just practice just taking myself out. Um, and practice skincare routine. I just been doing a lot of research on self care, like practicing getting a skin routine down. I would say fitness routine down. I just been trying to do everything. Like I need to get back to, because I was what 30 or 40 pounds lighter than I am now. So I've been trying to practice into getting into a self care routine.
Yeah, and I feel like when you are consistent with treating yourself better, when you fall off, then you have something to compare it to. You notice how you feel when you're treating yourself better versus when you're not treating yourself best. And a lot of times, if you just get into a habit of just including at least 10 minutes a day. This is not oh, if I don't spend an hour meditating, then I'm a loser. you know,
Mhm.
Even if all you can do is spend 10 minutes a day providing yourself with some level of self-care, and it looks different for everybody. I mean, it could be you wash your face. It could be you're looking at all four walls. It could be you paint a picture. It could be you go
Mhm.
take a walk or you go garden or whatever, whatever it is that feels good to you. If you're spending 10, 15 minutes a day doing that, if you accumulate 7 days of 10 to 15 minutes, that's better than you're not doing anything, because you're
Yes.
saying to yourself, I don't have time. So that 10, 15 days accumulated over the course of a year, look at how much time that you gave to yourself, as opposed to it being an all or nothing. Either I can spend an
Mhm.
hour or I'm not going to do it at all. You understand? So I think
Yes.
that a lot of times what I've noticed is that when people start to treat themselves better, they feel better internally, and everything else in their day that doesn't measure up to where they expect to be, it kind of is minimized, because they're still getting a sense of fulfillment in each and every day that feels good to them, as opposed to it being, I have this job I can't stand, I have this partner I can't stand, my kids getting on my nerves, my parents getting on my nerves, oh my god, this traffic I'm in for 2 hours a day, everything is a complaint. But when you
Mhm.
can add a little bit of life into your day that you want to do just for yourself, it all adds up, and it allows you to have that self-reflection time and time that you can give yourself a little bit more energy to put more effort into whatever it is your dreams are.
Yes. And the consistency is the key.
Yes, yes.
That's
And
what I.
also not beating yourself up if you can't do it one day. If you say, I was consistent for last month, but then this month, this whole week, I just fell off. That's okay. Get back on it.
Yeah.
Can you talk to ladies that are listening and they're saying, I am right where you are, Destiny. I'm listening to you and I totally relate to feeling stuck where I am. I expected to have this dream job. I expected to have this spouse. I expected to have a couple of children and a dog running around with white picket fence. And I'm listening to you talk about how I can gain a support system online, and I've tried doing that, but I still feel like I don't have the momentum going that I would like to have. Can you offer just one thing that might work for ladies that are stuck in that situation?
Well, I want to share a quote. It was a quote that I had. It was like a meme. Um, and somebody had posted it on Twitter, and I had screenshotted. But it says, some of the weight you're feeling doesn't belong to you. Give it back to the people you're trying to save who never asked you to save for them. Save them.
Ah,
And I would say, just reading that quote, it's just like we carry around a lot of energy and a lot of weight on our shoulders that doesn't even belong to us. That's like it just weighs us down, you know?
right.
And so I would say just get rid of that energy. Just get rid of everybody else's problems and just focus on yourself.
Yeah, and you are so right about sometimes we're carrying around extra that really, if we weren't there to help those other people with whatever their issues are, they will still go on with life and they'll just find somebody else to help them. So you don't have to be there to save everybody. I think sometimes it can come out a little bit selfish when I say that I'm picky about who I allow in my space. But it's because I've learned that I'm in total control of who I allow in my space, and I'm in total control of whose energy that I take in.
Yes,
And
everybody.
at the very same time, I don't care that much if you say the same thing about me. Maybe I'm toxic to you. Well, then get rid of me, because I'm totally about us being so selective about the energy around us, because it really allows us to live a more fulfilling life when we feel good about our environment, we feel good about our people that we hang around, we feel good about our career, we feel good about the steps and the choices that we make in life. So that's not to say that you're scum. It's just that I can't allow that extra negativity and that type of energy in my life right now if I'm going to be the best person that I can be. So that's really all it's about. It doesn't make one person better than another. It just means I can't allow that in my space right now because I have other goals that I would like to meet. So I think that you made an excellent point. I made an excellent point, especially some of the ladies that are listening. I think sometimes we feel stuck because we feel like we have to take care of all these other things. But really, we don't have to. We don't need to be super women. We can delegate, and other people can take care of those things. So I think that's an excellent point. Maybe dropping off some things that we do not have to do. We think we have to do it, but dropping off some things that we don't have to do, or dropping off some people that we don't have to be surrounded by or included in our circle, at least not at this point in life. I think that is so key. And I think the more that you can use wisdom and discernment of who you surround yourself with and what activities you engage in, the better quality of life that you have. So I love that. I love that you mentioned that. Any of you listening, if you feel like, I would love an encouraging group of ladies that can help me in my endeavors as well. And maybe you're feeling like, I would love to have that dream job now. I would like to have that family. I would like to have that lifestyle that I love. And you don't have anybody else that you can reach out to. I mentioned at the beginning of this interview that I'll offer you a complimentary gift. for joining my Nutrition for Busy Women Facebook group. And that link is in the description box. Join me in that group or just send me an email and I'll give you free resources on how to identify your core life purpose and be able to utilize your gifts and talents and your experience, infuse it all together so that you can begin to make decisions that are more aligned with your purpose in life and do it in a whole and healthy way. Because a lot of times what stumps us also is us not being able to be consistent with treating ourselves in a healthy fashion. So I'll give you free resources on there. So you have no excuse to not have at least a strong foundation to get you to where you need to go next. So Destiny, for ladies that are listening, they are wondering if they can also collaborate with you. I'm sure there's at least one lady listening that would like to be an encourager to you or seek encouragement from you. So can you just real quickly tell us what type of individual would you like to attract into your world? What type of individual would you like to collaborate with? And is there anybody out there in particular that has a certain skill set that you would like to connect with? Because you just never know who's listening. And all of you listening, all her contact info will be in the description box if you would like to connect with her.
I would say I like to be surrounded by positive energy, just positive vibes. I love brunch. I love to brunch. I love to travel. I love to shop, which gets me into a lot of trouble. But I just love to hang around positive people, people that motivate me as well as I motivate them. Let's build each other up, you know. So that's about it.
Yeah, and those are very inspiring activities. Traveling, shopping, all the things that ladies love, right?
Yes.
As long as you're not doing it in excess, right? I love to travel myself. I love traveling to other countries and just seeing how people do things, how people live. And it also allows you to come back to the U.S. and realize how much we take for granted, depending on where you travel. Particularly some third world countries. You come back to the U.S. and it's like, oh my gosh, people over here complaining about nonsense compared to what they could be complaining about. So just perspectives, different perspectives, cultural perspectives is so key to our development as well. Thank you, Destiny, so much for your time. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you.
Thank you.
I appreciate all of you that are listening also. You could be anywhere else in the world right now, but you chose to listen to us speak today to encourage you. And I truly love connecting with ladies around the world. So if you want to connect with me, and I will definitely support you in your endeavors. I'm all about networking and supporting people in their career endeavors. So if you want to reach out to me and connect with me, all my contact info is in the description box as well as Destiny's. And share this content out if you feel like maybe it didn't resonate with you, but perhaps it resonates with a family or friend that might need to hear a few things that we said today. Share it out with them. And I look forward to connecting with you all in my next episode. No matter where you are in the world, just always remember to live a life full of meaning and purpose. I'll talk to you guys